this is Dan from Kitsap CrossFit. I just want to take a moment to introduce this video that you're about to watch. We were fortunate to have Tom Condon, the coach of the Kitsap Rowing Association, come out and talk to us about rowing tips and strategies for success. I think these are some really important things to consider when you're doing an event like Row for Reveille, where you're going to be rowing for 24 hours, or rowing on and off for 24 hours. You really want to set yourself up for success. And a lot of these strategies that he talked about and tips, I think will be really, really helpful. So enjoy the video. Hopefully you get a lot out of it. Apologize for the sound quality. I know it's not spectacular. There's quite a bit going on in the gym, but hopefully you can hear it and get some tips out of it. Thanks.
Find out what they can row, the split time that they can hold for a while. Like I said, I could hit that 137. You saw me hit 135, 136 there for a couple of strokes, but I can't hold that long. I can hit about 10, 15 strokes in a row below 130, but then I tire out. So find what you can hold for 10 minutes. And there's a couple of ways to do that, but the best way to build their endurance to get ready for more is to do 1 minute full bore, 3 minutes dead paddle. And by paddle, I don't even have to put my feet in for this. We're talking still roll perfectly, but with almost no force. See, I'm turning like a 427 there.
So 1 minute on, 3 minutes off, basically?
Yeah. And just keep doing that over and over and over until you're exhausted. And that will build your endurance for a long distance piece.
Session, what do you think is an ideal stroke rate?
That depends a lot on the person. If they are in good enough condition, they can probably hold it 28 for 10 minutes.
28, okay.
If they're an Olympic athlete in that kind of condition, maybe they can hold it 32 for 10 minutes.
Okay.
We would probably row a head race, which is going to be somewhere between 5 and 8,000 meters. We would probably row that at 28, except for the sprint at the end. And so that's what I usually do with my crew when we're out on the water. We'll start somewhere around Keyport, so we're racing home. And we're going to sprint when we hit the first marina to the end of the second marina. And the docks.
What about, so you were talking about damper setting here. For a 10-minute row,
I'd set it all the way to the bottom.
all the way to the bottom, not all the way to the top. CrossFitters like to go all the way to the top.
When the recovery happens, arms come out, body comes over and locks, and then you come down the slide. If you haven't locked that body, you can wind up doing this with your hips and lose some of that leg drive. We call it shooting your seat, because now I've got less distance to go with the legs working, because I let that go. But if I've got the back locked, that doesn't happen. Now, it's not going to matter to your rowing for your bird tests, but I like to have that little catch right at the end of my recovery. Watch the hands come up. See how they rose up? That's 1.5 inches is all it has to be. That catch is supposed to be just like that, with the shoulder rotation. Not moving the back at all, not moving the head, not moving the legs, just the shoulder rotation. And you really have to let those shoulders rotate, because as you do open the back, see the angle change to keep that oar handle at the same level. And you really want to keep it at the same level. So it's just, if you're moving that up and down, that's an extra motion effect that you don't need. It's extra muscle wasted.
You get a lot of that chain whip as well.
Yeah, you get the chain whip as well. So with these things, it'll rattle and let you know you're doing that really bad.
Stroke rate, we talked about damper setting, and then just basic technique stuff. Anything else that you think that's important as far as...
For your event, when they finish their 10 minutes full blast, put them on another erg that's just sitting there and let them do a minute or two of very light
Okay.
process.
So don't
to
just
work
finish
the
your 10
lactic
minutes and
acid
collapse.
out. Yeah. Otherwise, the lactic acid's going to be so bad when they get back on at the end of the hour. It's going to be horrible to start rowing again.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that video. I know the sound quality wasn't spectacular, so I wanted to summarize some of Tom's points that he mentioned. A couple of strategies that he mentioned was, one was to keep the stroke rate at about 28 strokes per minute. He said if you're a really, really good rower, strong rower, you might be able to get away with 32 strokes per minute, but he recommended something under 30. And I've seen people hit, 40 plus, and just the reality is that's not going to be sustainable. You might be able to do it for one 10-minute piece, but not for 24 of them. The other recommendation he had was actually to drop the damper setting down to 0. And he said that was a great way to learn a lot about your stroke and where your power points are. What he definitely doesn't recommend is the typical CrossFit strategy of cranking that thing up to 10 and just pulling for all your might. You definitely want to go with a lower damper setting than you're probably used to. From a technique perspective, he really wants you to think about, just keep in mind that most of your power comes from your legs. I believe he said 55% of your power from your legs, about 30% from your hips, and then about 15% from your arms. So if you think about what Coach Bergner says, when the elbows bend, the power ends. So you want to use your legs first, then your hips, and then your arms are just kind of a supplement to what your legs and hips are doing. Other things to think about is be mindful of on your catch when you're getting ready to go back into your drive phase that you're not leading with your shoulders or leading with your hips. If you lead with your shoulders, it puts a lot of stress on your lower back. And if you've had low back issues with rowing, that might be one of the issues, that you're leaning back, opening your hips a little bit too soon. You could also have the opposite issue where you shoot your hips back a little bit too fast. I believe he called that shooting the seat. So you want to be mindful of those two things. I think those are some of the really important points that he mentioned. Hopefully you got a lot out of that video, and use some of these ideas and practice them in your training. And also, when you're doing your training, feel free to shoot some video and post it on social media and tag us in it, and we'll share that. So we'd love to see how you guys are doing and get ready for the big event. We look forward to seeing you on January 12th and 13th at Row for Reveille. Thanks.